Hello everyone, welcome to the video. This is day 14 of JavaScript 30 challenge. So in this video, I'm going to explore something related to reference and copying in JavaScript. So before that, let me explain what copying is in our JavaScript. So as you can see, here is a variable called num. This has a value called 1. So I'm declaring another variable and initialize with it the previous variable. So here I am actually copying the value of the previous variable to this variable. I have already console logged this one. Let me show you the result. So this is the result. Both have 1 1. So now I have to change the value. So I'm changing the value of the second one and console log again. So here is the console log. So if I look at the console, then the first variable is 1, the second variable value is 3. So I have changed the value of the second variable, but it did not actually affect the value of first variable. This is called copying. So we are copying the value of the first variable to second variable, but there is no effect of the first variable to second variable directly, or when I change the value of the second variable or the first variable, there will not be any effect of the variable to other. So this is actually pure copying. So what if I actually apply the same thing to an array? Let's see the effect. So here I have an variable, and inside the variable I have actually initialized the variable with an array that is player. Now we have two different variable, and those are actually array. Let console log that. So here is our two different variable but two different array. Those have similar or same elements. Now if I actually change something, let me change it. So I have made a change in players 2, the third element of players 2. So what is the change? Let me show the change. So players is our original array and player 2 is our copied array. See, we have changed the original and the copied both array. But why? We have just changed in our copied array. The problem is actually player 2 is not a copy of player array, rather it is a reference of the original array. So it is not a pure copy, it is actually an original. So how to actually solve this problem? Right, there are several way to solve this problem. The first one is actually using slice. So what slice function does, slice function basically returns a copy of the array. If I show you like this, suppose we have a players, then if I run slice, then it will return the array. But if I actually give some range here, it will actually give us the elements on that range. But if I don't give any range, then it will return the whole array, right? So I'm actually calling the slice function and adding the value to players 3. So it will not actually give a reference, rather it will send a pure copy. Let me show you. So I have changed the third element of player 3. Let me give it a different name, player changed 3. Now if I console log this, so you can see the output, the original array and the copied array. So why it is changed? Because I have not commented this. So as you can see, this is our original array and this is our copied array. So our original array is not affected by the copied array, right? So there is another way also. This is not the convenient way actually, so I have to comment this. So there are other way, which is spread operator, right? So in JavaScript, ES6 actually introduced a spread operator. What it does actually, it actually iterate all the value of the array and give it here, right? So it actually gives a pure copy of the array. So I have changed the player 4, the fourth element of the player 4. Let me show you the result. So here is our original array and here is our copied array. So you can see this is a pure copy of the array. And finally there is a function of array. So we can use actually array.from. This is a array function from, and I have already changed the value of the fourth element, also console logged here. So this is the original array and this is the copied array, and as you can see there is no effect of the copied array in the original array, right? So this is about array, but we can actually do similar thing with object. But what is the difference in object? Let me show, but at first I have to show all the other features. So I have actually copied the object here and changed something that, let me show. So you can see that on our original object and the change copied object, so both have changed name. That means both have changed their name. But how can we solve this? We have to use spread operator as usual, and our spread operator will not change our actual object. So you can see the actual object and the copied object here. The name is changed in the copied object but was not changed in the actual object. So there is another way in object, which is actually this. So in this we have used an object assign function. Inside the assign function we have actually used an empty object for initializing the person 4 as an object. Then we gave another parameter, that is our the original object, which should be copied here. And as a third parameter we can add any other attribute to the object, or we can actually give it a blank, right, like this. But I'm giving this. So let me show the output here. So you can see this is the output. This is the original object and this is the copied object. It has extra attribute called number. So up to now this was okay, but what is the problem with object, right? So the problem with object is object has something different behavior. Let me show. So look at the object. It has two different level object, right? Inside an object we have another object called address. Okay, so if I actually change the I have used here, sorry. So I have actually assigned object 1 with object assign function and changed the name of the object. Let me show you the output. So name changed here. This is our origin, this is the copied, and this is our original object. So you can see I have changed the name of the object. The name change is affected in our copied array but not our original, sorry, copied object, not our original object. But if I change the city, that means the second level object inside the object, and see the result. Now what happened is, let me actually, okay, it will work, it should work. Where is the output? Oh, I haven't saved that. So city change, that means this is our copied object. If you go to city, then this is Boston, and this is our original object. You can see that the name is not changed, but the city is changed. So what is the problem? The problem is, whatever we use assign operator or something, the operator or the function does not go second level or deep level, right? It only goes one upper level. So whatever we did was okay, but it did not go inside this object, so that this is still a reference. That's the problem. If we actually use spread operator also, so this will act like same. You can see the city here, Boston, and the Boston. Okay, so what is the solution of this? Is there any solution? Let us explore that. So there is a solution which is actually using JSON parse. So what we can do is like this. Let me show what we have done. Let me comment this. Okay, what we have done is we have actually initialized object one like this. We actually stringify the object one obj. So what is the result of stringify? Let me show you. So we have obj dot, sorry, we have json dot stringify obj. So what it does actually, it actually convert the object to an string, right? And if I immediately do a thing like this, so inside the stringify function we are converting the object to a string, and outside we are using json.parse. So what it does actually, it actually convert the string to an object, right? So it will actually solve our problem. So in our code what we did the same thing. Let me show you the result now. So let me show the output. So name change has no effect on our original object and the copied object. Okay, now city changed. So city change also has no effect on our copied object and the original object. So I hope you will understand this. So this is for today. Thanks for watching, and all the code will be in my github repository link will be in my description box. And if you like the video, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.